Hi there. I'm going to show you how to strand by strand tighten in this video. So here I have a fairly badly tightened front wrap cross carry, and I'm going to show you how to strand by strand tighten this. So strand by strand tightening is what we do when we tighten the various parts of the wrap separately. So here, this wrap is very good for seeing this. As you can see, I need to tighten the top rail, which is just this pink part, at baby's neck, and I need to also tighten this part, the yellow and orange parts, which are on baby's back and bum. And I also will need to tighten the bottom rail, which here is the purple and blue parts that are sort of bunched at baby's knees. So there are a bunch of things to remember about strand by strand tightening that people, I think, sometimes forget, which is, first of all, you want to be careful about the angle that you're tightening at. So let me demonstrate what I mean. So say I'm trying to tighten this rail. Okay, I'm pulling. It's very hard to get it to tighten by just pulling forward. I have to pull very hard, and as you can see, look at all the slack, nothing's happening. So the important thing here is to remember that you need to be careful with the angle. Your slack does not want to go around more than one corner. So here, the slack is going around this corner, the side of your body, and it's also going around your shoulder. So if you pull like this, you'll feel like you're getting at slack, but it won't be this slack. It'll just be the slack along your back. So if you want to get at this slack, you have to make sure the slack only has to go around one corner, which is this corner, which is why people lift this top rail and pull back out. Now the slack is just going around this corner, and it's good. Okay? So the way I usually strand by strand tighten, I prefer to do it two-handed. So I tighten this rail at the right angle, and then I pass it to my other hand and hold on to it with this hand. And I'm holding this strand fairly tight. And any tightened strands I'm going to have to hold fairly tight. Okay. So next question, how do we get the rest of the slack now that we got this top rail done? Because again, we need to make sure that when we're tightening this orange segment, that we are only we're only making the slack go around one corner, not two. And if I pull forward right now, like this, you're just tightening the wrap on your back. You're not at all tightening the wrap at your front. So how are we going to get at the slack that's over here? If we have any, well, what we should do is, again, is reach so that the slack only has to go around one corner. So reach behind you and pull, and then you will feel the slack from the front travel. And I'm going to walk this, and again, hold it with my other hand. And same thing here. I reached behind me to make sure I could actually get at the slack, and I'm walking it along and putting it to this hand. Okay, so the angle is really important. Another thing that's important is not letting go of anything you've tightened already until it's secured. And it's only secured once it's in a knot or in a secured knotless finish, or once it goes around two corners, the slack won't travel back. But right now, if I take this tail and I pin it in my knees, instead of holding it with my hand, I'm probably going to lose quite a bit of tightening because my knees are not very good at holding on to separate parts of the wrap separately. So don't do this unless you have not strand by strand tightened this side yet. Once you strand by strand tighten the side, you should either hold it with your hand or secure it. Right, let me tighten that back up. So for example, if I were gonna finish this carry, I would take this tightened side and I would hold on to it. I would do the other side in the same way, reaching behind me. Make sure the slack doesn't have to travel too much. Okay, and as you can see, I held on to the side that's already tightened the whole time. And the only time I will let go of the side with my hand is once it's secured, and in this case, that'll be once I actually tighten it up. So let me show you one more time how I do the two-handed strand by strand tightening. And as the last thing, I want to show you how to do one-handed strand by strand tightening, which I'm not all that good at, but sometimes you need your other hand to say hold on to baby if they're being very wiggly. Okay, so two-handed strand by strand tightening again. Tighten the strand, pass it to your other hand. Tighten the strand, pass it to your other hand. Tighten the strand, pass it to your other hand. If you want to do one-handed tightening, here's how it works: is you tighten the strand and you hold it with part of your hand, and then you do another strand with your thumb and forefinger pulling, and then you pass it with the other strand to the rest of your hand, and you keep going. I am really not very good at doing this, or I can do it, but I never get as good a result as I do two-handed. So if you can do two-handed, I recommend it. But if you can, this can be a nice technique to get you by. All right, that's strand by strand tightening.